Hey Mary, I got a
Hi.
question for
Hi,
you.
Nicole. Great.
I
Bring
want
it
to
on.
know when did you first know you were a writer?
Um, I remember this, it was a very specific moment for me. It was in seventh grade. My favorite teacher, best teacher I ever had is Diane Chansey.
Mm.
Diane Chansey, if you're watching this, I love you. Um, Miss Chansey was my seventh grade English teacher, and she was great. She was really irreverent, and she would say things like, just remember, amateurs built the ark and professionals built the Titanic.
Uh,
Like she had great quips like that.
nice.
Um, and yeah, she was just this really cool teacher who, you know, taught us literature and English. And one day, and I loved her. And one day she was talking about writing, and she said, anyone can learn to write, but some people are natural writers.
Mm.
Mary Adkins is a natural writer.
Oh,
And
oh.
I was just so shocked to be singled out like that. And I really didn't know that about myself. Like, I truly didn't think of myself as a writer or a good writer or a natural writer. I
Mhm,
just knew I loved doing it and I loved her class. But as soon as she said that, like, the feeling that I had
mhm,
was like, oh, that's what I want to be.
mhm.
Like that, I'm so like the joy that that gave me was just this kind of like, I'd never felt that about anything. I thought I wanted to be like an ice skater, but I'd never actually ice skated.
Mm. So it was like
Like I thought I had,
it was the recognition by somebody who
yeah,
saw you, really saw
yeah,
you.
yeah. For what I had been doing. How about you? Can I ask it back to you?
Yeah, so I was a brownie. Do you guys have brownies?
Yes, we did have brownies.
And
Isn't that like pre Girl Scouts?
it's
Like,
Girl Scouts, Girl Guides here in Canada. And so I only earned like 4 or 5 badges. I had gymnastics and I had baking and cooking and art. But the writing one was the one that I was really proud of. And I remember writing a story at my mom's typewriter, like an old school typewriter, and it was
mhm.
about these unlikely animal friends. They were like natural enemies. I can't remember if it was like a bear and like what it was, but there was a an incident where they had to come together and decided to be friends. And I was praised for this story, and I got my badge. It was the one that I was most proud of, and I
Oh, I love
just
that.
saw myself as a writer of stories after that.
How old were you? Do you remember?
I think I was 8 or 9. 8 or 9.
That
Yeah.
is brown. When does brownies turn into Girl Scouts, or is it a totally
I think
different
it's like
organization?
my daughter did it, and I think it was like maybe when she was 9 or 10 that it was
Oh,
guides.
okay.
It's guiding here, but yeah, we were both brownies.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
Love
so
it.
that's what it
We're
was.
both very young.
Yeah, I have a feeling that most writers have that feeling in their heart when they're quite young, and it isn't always nurtured, but I think if you're asked to think about it, I think
Yeah,
most writers will tell me, "Yeah, I remember this time in my childhood or when I was a teenager that I knew that I wanted to write." So,
love it.
love it.
Okay, should we move on to the next question?
Let's do it.
Let's do
Or should I
let's do
check my
a
test? Should I just check this as a
oh
test?
yes, we were
Okay.
testing. Yeah,
Why
let's
don't
check it.
I
Let's make
stop?
sure before we do more.